What's up, everyone? So right now I'm waiting out front of the hockey rink because my little brother is finishing practice. But I've been listening to Russell and it's interesting to hear someone, well, two things actually. So you know how yesterday I was talking about producing and podcasts and how that's just kind of like the end all be all for a lot of things. Like it fixes most problems when it comes to internet marketing and growing your own personal brand. So update actually, so the post that we posted yesterday, at one point I was getting around almost 800 likes on my posts, but then I just stopped posting for a really long time and that number has slowly been going down, and I haven't been doing much to start building it back up again. That's my fault. But what was interesting, the part that I wanted to report on, was this post got not as many likes at all as it normally would get, so about 200, and I did try though. So Peg June was talking about how to get more engagement, you want to comment back at everyone, especially in the first hour of your post being posted. So I started doing that, and it's interesting actually because I had a lot of people comment on there that I don't think normally would comment if they didn't see how many comments were in the comment section. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. So usually I'll get like one or two people commenting on there, usually my, family or maybe a handful of my friends. But what was interesting is when I replied back to each of them, then I had way more people commenting. And I think what happens is people don't really want to feel like they're being scrutinized, I guess. And so if they can feel like they're kind of part of a crowd, then they will be more likely to comment. So just an interesting side note. I mean, obviously we didn't get as much traction as we wanted to, but that's not normally the content I post anyway. That's the content I want to start posting though. So we learned. Anyway, Russell was talking about how everyone in his 2 Comic Club X coaching right now is starting to produce, and how a lot of them are really nervous. So I mean, like I was, especially when I started, and even when I am like on Instagram, like starting to post new content, it can be kind of nerve-wracking. Like the thing I've noticed about myself is I initially not a ton of confidence. It just kind of depends on what it is. If I've had any prior experience, like when it comes to sports, pretty confident just because I've played sports my whole life. But on this area where it's kind of like social media marketing, I don't have any influencer friends or anything else like that. So it's all very new to me for the most part. And so I kind of like tiptoe forward and then eventually just steamroll and build a lot more confidence. Like right now with recording videos, I'm way more confident. I most likely will be fine recording in public. But Russell was talking about how a lot of these guys were getting hate, and how hate is actually a very prominent thing on the internet. If you haven't noticed already, especially when you start your podcast or videos or posting or anything. And he says it's interesting because at first it can come from people like your family or your friends. They're like, why are you doing all this stuff now? Like, why don't you just stop and just go back to what you were doing before? Because it's different, And eventually over time, as you keep building up success, then it gets easier and easier, and people start appreciating it more, and especially your fans and everyone else. But that initial bit is what scares off a lot of people. And I feel like for me, there's enough support, right? I still have people come up to me and say, oh yeah, like friends or family, like, yeah, I've seen your videos or seen your post, and that's cool, good for you. But I feel like sometimes when you post or do that kind of stuff, you feel like you get those like sideways glances, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? That's so weird. And I know for me initially, it's kind of discouraging just because it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess you could say I'm more or less of a people pleaser every now and again. And well, I just like seeing people happy. And sometimes when I feel like I'm going out of my box, people are like, whoa, that's kind of weird. Even if their intentions are really nice, it can still be a little bit discouraging because on some subconscious level somewhere, that's just scary to me. But as I keep doing it, I get a lot less scared, and my content keeps going up and getting better because now I'm actually practicing it, and then people get used to it, right? But the point that I'm trying to get at here is to not be discouraged when all this stuff happens. And at least for me, I know I get really scared, especially like when I initially started. But every video that I make, I get more and more confident. And I think that's a really good way to look at not only content, but just the career as an entrepreneur in general. If you know where you want to go and you keep making content, even if it's scary at first, eventually you'll figure your way out. And I had this like weird feeling of discouragement this morning where I was just like, man, I'm not good enough. Like, I don't think I can actually make a career out of this because the road is so long. But then the road is so long and I don't have a mentor, like a personal mentor. But I have sights honed on my vision. And when those times come up, what helps me a lot is refocusing on that vision. So my vision right now is to be able to help people with sales funnels and online marketing to grow their brand. Like, I love seeing other people succeed, and if I can help them with skills that I've acquired, then I can not only make money, but watch them become happier as a person. And when I get that money, then I can start working towards my other goals and dreams, like things like getting to space and help participating in the space race and that kind of stuff. But here on ground zero, where there hasn't been a ton of progress quite yet, it can be a little bit discouraging. But time passes, whether you're discouraged or not, so you may as well not be discouraged and keep pushing forward. Anyway, I just thought I'd share some of those tips that I had seen from the podcast, because I figure if you guys are going to watch me talk about this kind of stuff, you may as well get some more value out of it besides watching me do chores. I'll just share what I learn as I keep going. Anyway, gonna pick up Noah, and then I'm gonna go head back home and probably do a boxing workout really quick. I'm pretty sore. My foot isn't all the way healed yet, so I'm afraid to squat. I mean, I tried jogging every now and again, just kind of between rooms or that kind of stuff, and it's not all the way there yet. Like, I can still I felt it swelling a little bit more today. I usually run upstairs, and so I kind of like tried jogging up the stairs, and I can't quite do that yet either. So I'm going to see what I can do to take care of that. But besides all that, we'll get boxing done, then we will just start cramming down affiliate marketing and then pack for the trip tomorrow. And that'll be it for the rest of the day. I'll let you guys know how the rest of the day goes. Think of how to break through. So let me show you this. This is Dave Gambrill, right? This guy I was just listening to, just taking some notes. Again, a big focus on community. And he made an interesting point where, so ClickFunnels in their affiliate program, they've got this thing called the Dream Car Challenge. And the idea is that if you get 100 people to sign up for ClickFunnels, like reoccurring customers sign up for ClickFunnels, they will pay for a dream car for you, like just every month, sending you out some money for leasing. And he was like, well, you know, it's simple as, so you don't have to amass a huge audience of 100 people. Why not pick like 5 different audiences, fill them up with like 25 people each, you know, and go from there, you know, because that's more than what you need. But I mean, that accounts for things like people dropping out or whatever. Well, a little bit more thinking out loud while I'm doing some garage chores is the only real gap I need to bridge for these customers, well, I guess say potential customers, is there reason to use ClickFunnels to start with? Because thinking about it, Russel and all of them already have plenty of sales copy and just programs and funnels already built, so that way they can retain these people, right? But I've got to give them a reason to, and the clear path forward. So I was thinking, you know, real estate agents, that's what I was doing before, lead funnels, and I could really do well at those, I think. And so then it goes on to, what are the headlines, what are the things I need to do, the hooks to grab their attention, and I use those to just introduce them, and bridge pages, I guess. I mean, thinking about it, that makes sense. It's kind of what they were talking to us about in the affiliate training. But I don't know, sometimes, you know, when you get nervous, you can tend to overthink it. And it's not so much nervous as it is just like, part of me just wants to succeed a lot faster, and I know I have to be patient, you know. A lot of this stuff is also covered in the books, and they keep referencing the books a lot. So if you're following in my footsteps, that's my goal, is to just finish those as fast as possible now. But yeah, let me finish up these chores.